Hi, my name is Emma. I'm going to guide us through a 30-minute gentle all levels flow. Allow yourself to find a seated position at the top of your mat. You can take your legs crossed here or any other comfortable position. If you have a pillow around you, maybe you can place the pillow under your hips to elevate the spine. And once you find your seat, allow one palm to face down on the knees and the other palm to face up toward the ceiling. Begin to drop into the wholeness of your internal experience. And just notice what you're coming into this practice with. Notice the quality of the thoughts, the pace of the breath, heaviness in the body, tension in the body, your energetic space, all noticing from this place of non-judgment. Begin to drop deeper into your breath. Bring your awareness to the low belly. Maybe even placing one hand on the low belly for added awareness. And then begin to pull the breath deep into the low belly so you're fully expanding on the inhales and fully releasing on the exhales. Not so much forcing it here, just allow that life force energy to flow through your body, releasing any resistance. And our collective intention today is going to be focused on creating balance. Balance comes from listening to the guidance and wisdom of the inner voice. So throughout practice, solidifying in this space of intentional balance, creating space in the body, letting go of anything that is bringing you out of balance, out of alignment. Maybe visually place those things outside of your mat, outside of the door, clear from this space for 30 minutes. Committing to yourself fully here. Feeling the palm of the hand facing up toward the ceiling. And feel the other palm facing down on the knee. So we're creating this energetic balance here, like yin and yang. Take one more breath into that space. Exhale, release. Inhale, sweep the arms high. Exhale, tilt to the left, right arm overhead, spiral the ribs toward the sky. Back to center. Exhale to the right, left arm reaching up and over, spiral the arms high. Inhale, back to center. Exhale the hands down. Begin to bring your chin to your chest. Take a couple half rolls of the neck. And then take one full neck circle here. Move very slowly and intentionally. And go the other direction. Allow the shoulders to fall away from the ears. And bring the head back to center. Begin to find all fours here, table pose. So you're spreading the hands nice and wide on the mat, creating a lot of surface area, pressing the mat away from you. The knees are stacked under the hips. The belly drops, the gaze lifts for cow. And then exhale, find a rounded spine for cat, press into the mat. Inhaling for cow, belly drops. And exhale for cat, rounding the back. Taking these at your own pace, your inhale brings you to cow. Your exhale brings you to cat. Maybe get the head involved here, really warming up through the cervical spine. Allowing allowing the cerebral spinal fluid to become unleashed and allow it to flow through the entire spine, distributing this fluid to the joints. And then come back to center. Find some engagement of your core here. You're going to tuck the right toes and bend at the right knee. You can flex that foot or point the toes. Just find some kind of engagement here. Take an inhale to lift the toes high. Exhale, right knee to nose, round the back. Inhale, kick it high. Exhale, knee to nose, tap back. One more inhale here, reach it high. Exhale, knee to nose. Coming back with that leg extended, you're going to cross it over toward the left side of your mat and slowly slide the hips back until you feel an opening here on the outside of the left hip. Tune into your breath, feel that belly to thigh connection here, breathing into that space. And come back to center, neutral table pose. Begin to tuck the left toes this time, bend at the left knee, finding that flexed foot or the pointed toes. Take an inhale to drop the belly, lift the gaze for cow. And exhale, knee to nose. Press into the hands and use your core. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cow. One more inhale, kicking the leg high. Exhale, knee to nose. Coming back with that left leg extended, you're going to cross it over to the right side of your mat. Walking the hands back until you feel that stretch in the outside of the right hip. Maybe allow the forearms to come to the mats. You can release the weight of the head down toward the earth. Tap into those deep belly breaths. Feel the connection of your abdomen on the right thigh. Come back to center, all fours, table pose. You're going to tuck the toes and lift the knees off of the earth 1 or 2 inches here. Allow yourself to fire up through the core, press into the hands, and super slow the hips are going to shift up and back to a turbo dog. So it's kind of like downward facing dog, but the knees are super bent here and the heart is pulling back toward the thighs. Release the head toward the mat. Create a lot of space between the shoulders and ears. Take an inhale and an exhale. Soften through the back of the heart space. And then begin to straighten the legs slowly. Maybe straighten one leg and the other. Begin to pedal out your dog. You're finding your first downward facing dog. Everyone take a deep inhale into the nose. Open the mouth and release. Taking one more deep inhale. Find something to let go of and release. Finding balance in this state right now. Allow the heels to lift, the knees to bend, super slow, walk up toward the top of your mat. Awesome. Begin to bend the knees, super slow, roll up to stand. The arms sweep out and up, maybe looking back. Exhale the hands to heart center. Take an inhale, hands lift high. Exhale, fold forward. We'll hold this forward fold. Maybe you toe heel the feet out a little wider than hips distance. Bend the knees as much as you need to here. And then grab elbow to elbow for ragdoll pose. How much can you let go of the crown of the head? Imagine that you're creating space here along the spine. Allow the torso to drop and fold over the legs like a waterfall. Looping that intention back in here. Maybe you imagine anything that's taking up too much space or bringing you out of alignment, leaving your body through your head, pouring into the earth, clear from your space. Take one more breath. Release the hands and roll up to a standing position. Sweep the hands out and up. They clasp at the top of your head. Grabbing onto the left wrist this time. Inhale. Exhale, tilt to the right. Maybe you cross the left leg over. Inhale back to center. Grab onto the right wrist. Take an inhale to lengthen and tilt to the left. Maybe the right foot crosses over. Coming back to stand, hands to heart center. Take an inhale to sweep the hands back up. We're moving through sun salutation A. Exhale, forward fold. Planting the hands on the mat, begin to step back into your high plank and then drop the knees. Take an inhale to shift forward. Exhale, halfway bend, chaturanga. Inhale, baby cobra here. You're just lifting the head and chest. Exhale, the head melts toward the earth. Inhale, lift the head and chest. Maybe you press into the hands slightly, working toward cobra. Exhale, release the head. Third one here, you inhale, lifting the head and chest, maybe a little higher. Straightening the arms for cobra or tucking the toes, lifting the knees off of the mat for your upward facing dog. And exhale, the hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, the heels lift, the knees bend, and step toward the top of your mat, fold forward. Take an inhale, find a halfway lift. Maybe the hands come onto the shins. Exhale to fold. Inhale, the hands sweep out and up. Maybe looking up and back, find that back bend. And exhale, find your forward fold. Stepping the left foot back this time, allow the left knee to soften to the earth. We're in a modified crescent lunge. Take one breath here, allow yourself to integrate into this lunge. We're still warming up. And stay here or bringing the hands to that right knee. You're going to energetically squeeze the inner thighs together and press the right foot down into the mat and away from you. So you should feel a little bit of a lift in the hips from this, really stable in the center. Allow the hands to find the ceiling. Bring the hands to your heart center, and then you're going to hook the left elbow to the outside of the right knee. So we're in this twist. It might feel a little bit tight here, that's all right. Use the energy in between the palms here to twist the torso a little deeper. Maybe eventually the gaze comes up to the sky. Beautiful. Inhale, bring your hands back to center. Planting the hands to frame the front foot. Begin to shift back into your half split, half Hanuman. Your leg does not have to be straight here. Any bend in that front knee is perfect. Allow yourself to stay here for about 3 breaths, getting into the hamstrings. Or you can shift back and forth between your low lunge and your half split. Wherever you are, the breath is deep into the low belly. And then everyone meets back in that low lunge. You're going to plant the hands, tuck the toes, and step up to fold forward. Inhale halfway to lengthen. Exhale to fold. Inhale, hands sweep out and up. Use your core here in your back bend. Squeezing the low belly to protect the low back. And exhale, find a forward fold. The right foot steps back. We're in the other side of our low runner's lunge with the back knee dropping toward the earth. Different side. Allow yourself to integrate. Maybe exhale out of the mouth when you feel like you need to clear tension out of the body or the mind. Bringing your hands to the left knee. And how can you create more balance and more space in the body here? Maybe squeeze the inner thighs together, press down through the left foot. Create a steady breath. Sweeping the hands high. Bring your hands to heart center and twist it over to the left. So the right elbow is hooking on the left knee. You make sure you're not dropping into the right shoulder here. You're energetically and actively pressing those hands together so that the torso is rotating and maybe the gaze comes up to the ceiling. Use your breath to your advantage here. Twists are really great for the digestive system, using your breath to massage the internal organs. Allow the hands to frame that front foot and shift it back to your half split. Straightening or bending that front leg to any degree, different side. If it's accessible, you can do the same variation as you did on the other side to stay balanced. Staying in your half split for a couple breaths or shifting back and forth between your half splits and your low runner's lunge. Breathe into the hips. Allow this movement to be really therapeutic for the hips, the hip joints. One more shift if that's what you chose. The hands come to frame that front foot. Tuck the back toes and find your downward facing dog. Paddling out the feet here, can you find more space somewhere in the body? Imagine that someone has a string at the tailbone. They're pulling the tailbone up and back. Feel that energetic lift, feeling a little lighter in the hands and the feet. Inhale to shift forward to your high plank. Use your legs, squeeze your legs. Exhale, lower all the way or halfway for your chaturanga. Flipping onto the toes for your cobra, or maybe the knees lift, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. When you're ready, the right foot steps in between the legs, or in between the hands here. The back heel stays nice and high. You're gonna sweep the hands up for our crescent lunge. You can always drop that back knee like we took in the first variation. Bringing the hands to heart center. Take an inhale, exhale, twist your body to the right, and you can stay here, or maybe that left elbow can hook on the outside of the right knee. Again, always an option to drop the back knee. If it's lifted though, make sure there's lots of energy out of that left heel into the left thigh. Inhale back to center. Exhale, the hands come to frame that front foot, and you'll straighten both legs to any degree. Breathing here for 2 rounds of breath, bending that front knee to any degree, that's perfect. Shifting back forward into that front leg, the hands come to frame the front foot, and you'll step it forward to find a forward fold. Find a halfway lift here, hands slide right beneath the knees, create a flat back, and exhale, fold. Shaking the head, yes and no here. Release any lingering tension. From here, you're gonna find your downward facing dog. We'll stay in downward facing dog for 3 breaths. You could also take a child's pose or find a vinyasa. So the vinyasa is the high plank to low plank, upward dog to downward dog. Listen to your body. What is going to bring you the most space? Follow that. One more side here. That left foot is going to gently step forward in between the hands. You're high on that back heel, squeezing through the right quad, pulling up through your energetic center. The hands float up toward the ceiling. And the hands come to heart center. Take a deep inhalation. Exhale, twist your body to the left. You can stay here to bring it a little deeper. You'll find that connection with the right elbow on the left knee. Again, use that energy between the palms, twisting your heart to the ceiling. Maybe the gaze follows. Notice the back leg, notice your breath. Creating as much balance as you can in the body here. Really relying on that center line. Awesome. Coming back to center. And then you're going to place your hands to frame that front foot and straighten the left leg to any degree. Bent or straighten anywhere between there is perfect. Tap into those fiery low belly breaths. And then softening that back knee to the earth. The hands come to frame that front foot and find a child's pose. The knees can come wide. If you're working with low back issues, take the knees together. If you're experiencing tension in the upper back and the shoulders, you can allow the hands to wrap around by the ankles. In this child's pose, we're just allowing things to integrate into the body. Imagine your body as a snow globe, really shaken up. So we just shook up the body with all of the movements. And now we're watching it settle like the snow in a snow globe. Tuning into that inner voice, to the breath, into your internal experience. Rocking the forehead side to side on the mat, release any tension in the face, in the jaw, in the thoughts. You're going to walk your fingertips forward. We're in an active child's pose. You're tenting up onto the fingertips. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, walk the hands to the right side of the mat. Maybe the left hand crosses over the right. You're stretching the left side body. Can you press back a little more through the left hip flexor? Draw a little bit of a deeper or fuller breath into the left lung. The hands return to center and then crawl them over to the left side of the mat. You can stay up on the fingertips here, or you can allow the hands to soften. The right arm crosses over the left. Are you pressing back evenly through both hip flexors? one more nice stretch in child's pose here. Pressing the arms forward and pressing the tailbone back. And then when you're ready, you're going to walk the hands back up toward the hips and find your back. When you find your back here, the knees are going to come into the chest. Maybe rocking side to side gently. And just notice how it feels to lie on your back. We'll take a figure 4 stretch before Shavasana. So your right leg is going to cross over the left. You can press the right knee away from you to create a little more space. Maybe this is plenty in your body, or you can reach behind the left leg or reach for that left shin. Maybe shift the shape a little bit over to the left. Notice if you're holding tension in the jaw, the tongue, the inner corners of the eyes. Really begin to surrender deep into the practice and submit to yourself. Take 3 more full inhales and long exhales. Allow the legs to come back to center and switch it out. So you're bringing the left leg to cross over the right. Maybe press that left knee away from the body. Different side. You choose to grab, you stay there, you could grab the knee behind the right thigh, or the right shin. Shifting the shape of the legs a couple inches over to the right, so it should intensify that stretch on the left hip. Maybe you don't need so much intensity and you back out, that's perfect. Take 3 intentional inhales and exhales. How can you create more space in your body so that you can create balance? Slowly release both legs back to the earth and find your final relaxation pose, your Shavasana. Allow the legs to straighten out long. The hands come by your side for traditional Shavasana. You can take any other variation you would like here. Maybe soles of the feet together, knees wide. You can take feet wide and knees together. You could also use this time for a seated meditation. Begin to relax your entire being. Let go of any control of how you expected your practice to go or how you expect to feel. Like the body, the mind and soul need time to digest and assimilate. Like the body, the mind and soul need time to rest. We create this rest by allowing space that we can breathe in. Not more clutter, but more space. Space to reflect, space to journal, space for closure, space for imagination, and space to feel the calling of life force within us. Balance does not look a certain way because it isn't a set standard to impose upon ourselves. It's not something we can plan or schedule. Balance instead comes from listening to the guidance and wisdom of the inner voice. To be